y'all. I'm your girl TK, that's Uncle Conscious. If y'all don't know the show, we go through the week. Monday Motivation, air out Wednesday, Affirmation Friday. Today, we need you to drop your affirmations in the chat room or on our Twitter at TKintheAM. Tell us what you're affirming for yourself, your people, anybody in the world today. And yes, the chat room is asking me to follow up with my yoni egg process.
Tell them to mind their business.
So, I'm going to give you a long story short, which is not a long story at all. Okay, guys. I told y'all I wanted to twerk from the inside. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here trying to get these OGs. And by OGs, I mean orgasms. I'm trying to get these orgasms from the inside, right? It's easy.
I mean, that's where they come from.
And, yo, NSFW, first of all. And if you don't listen to our show, get into it. Strong language, strong content. All right, so ladies, 90% of us, we out here, we already know the A+ Ace Boon Coon way to get your OG, right? You put your hand down there and you just go, you make it work, right? You make your forearm go nuts. And that's cool. It happens. We out here. That's the outside way. But I made a conscious decision. I want to get my OG from the inside. Yeah. I want to twerk from the inside. So I say, how do I do this? Because apparently we all ladies think something's wrong with us. If we can't get it, the ladies on TV, they're out here getting it. And I'm like, I want to get it too. You know what? I shouldn't be following ladies on TV, but I want to get it too. I want to get it too because I feel like it would be a beneficial thing. I feel like my whole positive vibe, chakra shit would go all the way up. I don't know. I'm out here. I'm all the way up. I'm trying to get this. Anyway, so I said, well, what do I have in my arsenal? So little do you know, TK used to do, he messing with me. TK used to do a web TV show. I only have 3 episodes, but if you find it, you'll find the sensual fitness episode. You remember that one, right? And during the sensual fitness episode, I bought a yoni egg because that was part of the practice, and then they had me doing
years ago.
Twerking. Before twerking was in the lexicon, it was pretty much twerk exercises with the yoni egg inside. The yoni egg is made out of jade or another precious stone and rose quartz, anything that attracts to you.
Get the one that you want, you need for you.
And it's different sizes, and it's the shape of an egg, smooth. That way, ain't no jagged edges.
Weights on them.
You could put a weight on it.
That you can do with them.
So you slide it in there. You let your baby girl do what it do, right? You slide it in there, and then you just do your Kegels. You go, you stretch, and then you pulse, and that's the sound of my baby girl pulsing, right? And it's in there, and then you just exercise it every day. So I'm out here, doing my squats for the outside. And I'm doing my yoni egg twerking on the inside. And one day, when I have my sexual relations, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get my OG from the inside. I want to get an internal OG. This is all I'm saying. That is my story. Get into it. I'm out here trying all the spirituals and all the body exercises from the inside out. And that's my story. We're sticking to it. Okay? So we'll tell them about how amazing our evening was. And
oh man, yesterday was crazy.
It was. And some updates. We have some news updates, you could use. We have the folks from the HipHop Retreat conference coming through, and we have I'm gonna call our friend Tanya Fields of the Black Project, and Naja is gonna join us as well to talk about some of the things that have been going on this week and how we can help. So twerk it.
Let's jump.
We're going to just do these quick updates real quick.
Yeah. Because
it's Affirmation Friday, I wanted to give y'all an update about the gentleman that got shot by the officer in Florida. Okay. The therapist.
Yeah.
South Florida therapist sues officer who shot him even though he was unarmed. Says his civil rights were violated. True story. Yes. Charles Kinsey's suit claims that North Miami SWAT Officer Jonathan Aldea violated his civil rights, used excessive force, and carried out a false arrest. Kinsey, 47, was shot July 18th while he was trying to subdue 26-year-old Arnold Rios, an autistic patient who was walking around North Miami carrying a toy truck. Can we clap it up in the room? I'm just clapping this up, y'all. They don't know. They don't know yet. We clapping because you have to take these. We can't.
No, it's America. That's
have to take the money.
You sue. That's what you do.
Sue the officers. So I'm just saying, the officers are being sued.
State sue everybody.
North Miami PD SWAT officer is being sued by the gentleman. If you ain't gonna die, we gonna sue you.
Yo, it wouldn't be too far-fetched to think that they might sue him for being shot.
Yeah.
Because that can happen too.
And we have more information. Good morning, everybody. About the Corinne Gaines story. Things are unfolding. Remember what we told y'all? The first account from law enforcement is never the account that you take full force. Like they said, well, they be lying. Who's they? Police. But they said they be lying. So anyway, just so you know, information has come forward through their police reports that
Facebook deleted the post.
Oh, also that's a whole nother story. That they kicked in the doors before they even got the key.
They did not use the key.
They did not use the key. So they went to get the key. They had the key. Then they kicked the door. But they kicked the door because the chain was on it, because they were not invited into the house. Yes, they had a warrant, but who gives a warrant for a minor traffic violation? So that's excessive, like whatever the fuck it is. Don't make no sense. Just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, there's that, right? Then the PD, Baltimore County PD, asked Facebook and Instagram to deactivate her accounts during the situation so that she could not post any more stuff online or be online, they said, to preserve the integrity of the situation. But we all know that since a couple of weeks of Philando Castile, they just don't want another live, you know what I'm saying, situation.
That's interesting though. So they stopped it while this was happening.
Yes, wow, in the situation. I'm not calling it a standoff because I don't believe it was a standoff. I'm calling it a prolonged situation.
Well, so here's the question, like, so like if a person was doing something else outside of Facebook and it was like a live feed available, right?
Yeah.
Like they use Ustream or any of these other programs that people have been using for years. What would be the course of action? Would it be okay to cut their feed?
Well, there is an ACLU app that you can use, apparently, that will help you circumvent these situations.
Yeah.
And it sucks that you have to have a mobile app to just like preserve your life. But that's where we're at now. So I'm trying to pull up that article. And while I pull up that article, I'm just gonna play this clip from Corinne Gaines' son, who is currently in the hospital recovering from his gunshot wound at this point, the shootout perpetuated by law enforcement that day. Sean King of the New York Daily News posted this, and I just would like you guys to keep in mind these points that Sean made on his post. I'm going to read them, and then I'm going to play this. Sean King writes, Here's the son of Corinne Gaines in the hospital. I'm heartbroken over what he has lost and experienced. It's unfathomable. However, I want to post this video because he's the only living eyewitness who isn't the police. Point number 1. He clearly says his mother asked him to leave the house with the father, but he didn't want to leave her. 2, he clearly says she had him hide in the closet repeatedly. 3, he clearly says that police kicked down the door and didn't open it with a key like they lied and said for days. 4, he also clearly says that police shot him. 5, also notice what he doesn't say. He doesn't say anything about his mother pointing a gun at police and threatening to kill them when she was shot or using him as a damn hostage or shield. Those things never happened. Okay, so now I got this clip ready to go. I'm gonna play it.
Okay, we don't gotta talk about it anymore, okay?
And he's talking to his aunt.
So we sneak in the bathroom. Mother had a key, so she made some noise. Then she want me to get the ashtray and get the things up. And then the police started shooting. It was so So my mother said back off, and then she didn't say back up. So the police said, please back up. And then they started shooting. And I went in the couch. And then the police just took me. And she died.
So they shot my sister.
Yes.
And they shot you too.
Yes. Because they saw me run. And then they hurt my arm.
So they shot you on purpose.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the rest. So they put me in the ambulance. So they put me in the bed and drive me to the hospital. And then
So when they saw you running, they shot at you.
yes. So they was driving to the hospital. And then I started that animal, and then I started crying. And then so worried about my mama.
Ooh, so that was Kareem Gaines' son in the hospital talking to his aunt about the situation and him getting shot and the things that led up to they're hiding and all the things that happened. So I wanted to come back after the story with the information about, you know, Facebook deactivating the live feed and the Instagram on taking down the videos and also disabling her accounts during the 5-hour long situation. So shout out to For Harriet, who posted this on their website, and they asked Facebook why they took those down, and they said on-scene command staff filed a request with Facebook during the barricade to deactivate Gaines' Facebook and Instagram accounts in order to preserve the integrity of negotiations with her and for the safety of Gaines, her child, and the officers. The statement reads, we took a look at the context surrounding individual pieces of content to make a decision about whether or not they violate our standards. Facebook specifies an emergency request is warranted in a matter involving imminent harm to a child or risk or death or serious physical injury to any person and requiring disclosure of information without delay. These requests are monitored 24 hours a day to ensure prompt responses. In this case, there was who is this? At a press conference on Monday, Police Chief Jim Johnson said Gaines was posting video of the operation as it unfolded. However, the videos were not generated with Facebook Live, they were uploaded. On Gaines' reinstated profile on Instagram, there remains only one video recorded during the negotiations. In it, she is heard speaking to her son. The caption says, "My son is not a hostage. He wants to be here in his home with his mother." And we played that one on Wednesday. So I wanted to also update y'all about the ACLU apps that allow you to record police conduct. I'm going to put that in the chat room and on our Twitter right now. But you could go on aclu.org/feature/ACLU apps, record police conduct. There's free download. It's an ACLU app, and you click your state and you find out. And there's also a stop and frisk app for New York State, and there's a mobile justice app. So they have many different apps that you could use. I'm gonna click on the New York one while we're sitting here. And it is Stop and Frisk is a free, innovative smartphone app that empowers New Yorkers to monitor police activity and hold the NYPD accountable for unlawful stop and frisk encounters and other police misconduct. Let's see. They don't have all the states up here, but Maryland, where this happened, if she had the ACLU mobile justice app, it would be it can be used by those in communities experiencing racial profiling, over-policing, and military-style policing tactics, along with their allies, to record police encounters and be assured that the recording is safe. If the video is submitted with an incident report with details about the situation being recorded, the ACLU of Maryland's legal staff will review it. In addition, Mobile Justice educates Marylanders about their rights and provides an opportunity for them to be more engaged in the movement for police accountability reform. So, this is only available in not all the states, but yo, if you have an opportunity to get it, I totally, advocate that you do.
Yeah.
Kiara Leon of the Hip Hop Retreat and Naja. Conscious, would you be so kind as to share with Naja? Before we move on, how do y'all feel about this situation? Okay, y'all can share.
Oh, me?
Yeah, sure.
I just feel that it's sad. Like, I didn't even know they had an app for that.
Yeah.
And
that we need an app for that.
And now that you're doing a story about it, I'm like, damn, I think I need to get the app. I'm down on all these other apps that.
Like to play Angry Birds, you might as well.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
That's a guilty pleasure.
Nah, but you know,
cool,
like if there's room for that, there's room for this. There's room for both. You know what I'm saying? Like to save our lives and to enjoy our lives.
I'll be damned if I'm walking down the street just doing it though. At 9 o'clock at night. I seen a guy, not black, non-black guy, white guy. I live in
non-black.
Yeah, I live in Bed-Stuy, so it's like very heavily gentrified. And he's standing right in front of Kingdom Hall playing it. And I'm like, hold up, it is 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
He's just standing there on the corner by himself. I could have clapped him.
Yo, no, but that's the things that we have to think about, But you could have though.
I didn't know you was that cute.
You're right.
Wow. Oh, look at baby.
No, people.
No, y'all know what I've been going through all week.
You got like an infection or something? You ain't trying to bring that over here? She wearing a mask, y'all.
No. I have really bad allergies.
Okay.
And my face swelled up, so I had to be on risk on anything that's.
I feel you. How do you?
Until they tell me what's wrong.
Just came here from Japan or some shit.
No.
Style.
No. Until I get my allergy test, I should be.
You should be protecting. How do you feel about the situation, Banks?
About the lady, I feel like I feel two ways, honestly. I do think she was probably a little bit extra, but I could understand why. Because there's a lot of weird things going on.
Yeah.
But I feel like she probably should have took that approach when the kids were in the car. I think.
Oh no, this is Oh well, you talking about the video before when she was talking to law enforcement?
Right.
Yeah, this is
I would have just let it, just because of my kids. I know what I stand for. Just because my kids are there and we know what's going on with all the police officers, etc.
But when are your kids not there? They're your kids. When do you not do something? If you got kids, when do you like? I feel like there's no room to not be. If that's your life, then that's your life.
The thing is,
kids die in front of you.
Right.
No. Right. I'm speaking from the beginning. When they were asking for her ID and stuff, I would have just gave it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take. It's not that serious. Just boom.
Just for clarification, Banks is talking about previous videos of traffic stops where Corinne Gaines was in the car and she was, asking for more information from the officers, which is her total and full 100% right.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Is the onus not on police or law enforcement to be the chill member of the situation?
Repeat that question one more time.
Is it not on police to be the more chill member, being that they're the person of authority? That's their job, to be the chill member. Like,
from the videos that I've seen,
do their job,
compared to all the freak situations with police officers that we've been seeing the past couple of months, they've been the chillest police officers that have been speaking
in these situations.
And that's sad to say, but compared to the situations that we've been seeing, they've been the chillest. It's not like they really came and pointed a gun at her. You know what I mean?
I want to let Naja talk, and then I want to bring some other stuff into this.
Sure, let me know.
Yeah.
I think what's happening is horrendous, but I think what's most interesting going on Facebook and seeing a lot of the reactions from particularly like older black men and just women in general is like this whole hotep mentality that we have to arm ourselves every day, like by any means necessary. And then when this young woman arms herself,
nobody wants to protect her.
No one wants to protect her. They're like, well, she shouldn't have had a gun. Well, she shouldn't have protect herself. But every other day of the year, we're talking about we need to get ready for what revolution? She's down. She did it, and no one's here to back her. Not no one, but I feel like there's such a double standard with women protecting themselves, women arming themselves, and there's no support, there's no one backing her.
I just want to say here on the show we call them no-teps.
No-teps.
Because the word hotep is a nice thing actually.
Exactly.
We call them no-teps. They fake. They fakers. They fake it for the cause.
Yeah.
They fake it for the cause.
Exactly.
No-teps. Yeah, he explained like that he's like, I'm a child protective person. I come to people's house on the worst day of their lives and take their children, and nobody ever gets hurt. I stay there for a long time. I talk people down, and nobody ever has had to get hurt. So how could going from a traffic violation, serving them, trying to take somebody in custody, go from 0 to 60? You know what I'm saying? 0 to 100.
I think
it's excessive. It's just
it
excessive.
was way too excessive.
But just so y'all know, she did have some actions against the police county in her.
That's what she was saying.
So they knew her from stuff. They had her eyes on her. They had reasons to feel like, oh, she's a turned up black. She's a threat. Let's go. She was suing the county for, holding her way too long for some other shit. So, and she also has a history of lead poisoning, and lead poisoning leads to a lot of
wilding out.
Yeah, your brain changes, and yep. So now think about it, and I'm gonna go where conscious is going.
That's part of the reason why she's probably extra turned up at the stops.
Exactly, part of it. Besides the stress that we're going through.
Now imagine if you're a person that's you're on your revolutionary shit, and you already got your shit turned up, and you're already dealing with just the way the world is,
and lead poisoning.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Which changes your brain makeup.
Yeah.
Which makes your personality
so she was a little off.
Extra turn. I'm just saying she has a history. I'm not gonna say. I don't want to.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
No, but it also points to the unspokenness of our black community that we talk about mental illness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
But also she was not diagnosed with anything, so I don't want to be up here diagnosing her. Also, there's no perfect victim.
But at the end of the day,
she deserves our respect, just like any other.
I agree.
Say her name.
None of the shit actually, none of the other things that add up or matter anyway, as far as what she had, her warrants, all that, because it was going to happen regardless, because that's what happens.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to discuss.
Ooh.
How do we
find solutions.
move out of that?
I had more. I'm just tired.
You can make a whole
it's too much.
list, and every time something like this happens, we make a list of the reasons why. We know the reason why. There's only one.
Yeah. Yo,
no.
That's why I wanted to. She should not be dead.
Arrested, maybe.
Yeah.
That I could totally understand, but dead, that's like really.
That's a lot.
How many people get? I've seen white actually.
All the time. There's accounts of white people getting taken into custody all over America. There was one video posted by, I believe, Fusion.net, which compares the Corinne Gaines situation to another situation where there was a white lady that basically first of all, they stopped her. She actually escaped from them. She grabbed their rifle. She was arrested, put into the police car. She ended up shimmying into the front seat of the police car, led them into a high-speed chase. They got her. Then she reached for the rifle again. She said, "Shoot me." The police officer said, "We're not gonna shoot you, ma'am." She was seething, ready to bite. And where did she go? She went to court.
I don't feel like we should be surprised at all of this. I feel like unless people are still confused as to why black people are getting murdered and put in jail at exponential rates, then of course we can't compare our blackness to these crazy white people that get away with murder and so much more. Of course black people's lives and humanity is worth not anything in the cops of these eyes. So we shouldn't. And I also I'm sick of people on Facebook, because Facebook is just wild. Facebook is lit every single day. It's disgusting. But people are really trying to come up with reasons as to why she should have got why she died, or people are really trying to rationalize her death. And I think that ultimately the cops shouldn't have guns. The cops shouldn't be shooting people. We shouldn't have this ultra militarized whatever it is that they're not even cops. There's something way beyond that. And so I think that that's the root of the problem. Cops shouldn't have guns. Cops point blank should not be shooting people, and especially they shouldn't be criminalizing a little boy. He got shot for moving. That's ridiculous. And that's part of the thing. Like, just like with Tamir Rice, he was a 12-year-old boy, but in the eyes of these white cops, they don't see them as little kids. They don't see their humanity as innocent people. They're just like black boy, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, you really have some nerve to shoot a little baby.
Shout out to everybody in the chat room who's talking about like, yo, he just said I had a long debate with a rationalizer of her murder. People are rationalizing this behavior.
Exactly.
Like, there's no rationalizing. Police are just out here doing too much.
Exactly.
That's it.
It's extra every single day.
Way extra. And there's actually, you know what? I was gonna save this for Monday, but I'm just gonna throw this out there right now. Shout out to Abigail Ekwe who dropped this on me. The NYPD is actually trying to pass a Blue Lives Matter bill that would make assaulting a New York cop a hate crime. Like a hate crime reserved for LGBT and racial shit. A hate crime is for your, this is like a hate crime for your job. Like, this is bullshit. So Republican state assemblyman from Staten Island is planning to introduce legislation called Blue Lives Matter bill that would make assaulting a police officer akin to a hate crime. Assemblyman Ron Castorina says it's intended to promote peaceful assembly at protests. Wait, were they not? When were they not peaceful?
Exactly.
When in New York, when were they not peaceful? Anyway, this is the language right here. It appears there's a movement across the country, and he's referring to possibly Dallas. He's referring to people yelling. You can't get in trouble. You can't get yelling at police. That might hurt their feelings. That hurts their feelings, but that's not a fucking hate crime.
No.
Yo, so Dallas, that's some fucked up shit, but that's not a hate crime, right? That's terrible. He said, we want to protect police officers by making the public pause before they would throw a bottle or a rock or a punch.
Wouldn't it be so crazy if we had laws that would force police officers to pause and think about, ooh, maybe I shouldn't taser
Listen to
this
Naja
man.
talk, y'all.
Ooh, maybe I shouldn't shoot this young woman with her baby sitting on her lap.
Exactly.
Like, wouldn't that be so crazy if cops couldn't shoot people with impunity? Like,
That'd be like, listen to your common sense talking. I love it. They said that it would make assault on an on-duty cop currently a Class C felony, a Class B felony. Aggravated assault, defined as assault with intent to cause serious harm, would be elevated to maximum Class A, punishable by up to 30 years in prison. Under the current law, which you were talking about, Banks, hate crime status can only be applied to cases in which a person is attacked based on their race, gender, national origin, sexual orientation, age, or disability. But just last week, Louisiana enacted a similar Blue Lives Matter bill, elevating violence against police officers and firefighters to a hate crime because there's an apparent movement, y'all. So this, and the language, a movement. Black Lives Matter movement. We have a very special caller on the line. Tanya, are you there? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Ow, ow. I want to just get the room. It's Affirmation Friday. I want to get the room to clap it up for Mama Tanya of the Black Project, the Libertad Urban Farm. Okay, and just to give some folks a quick little background. 3 weeks ago, me, Conscious, all of us, we were there. Kiara was there. Like, this is a family reunion today, right?
I cleaned out that grill, even though I couldn't eat no food.
And you know what? And that's what the part of the story that got me. So we're gonna come back to that, Conscious. 3 weeks ago, so the place went from like, yo, it was a pit, man. Like, there was weeds everywhere. Folks came together in like hours. They cleaned it out. They put up stuff. It was beautiful. Cleaned the grill. Had some food. Great. 3 weeks later, I saw your post a few days ago online, like the day before yesterday. And somebody broke into the garden and stole everything. And you were at a crossroads. Like, do I want to do this again or not? But Tanya, I don't know. Is there something I'm missing from the story? What happened, girl?
So, yeah, I mean, I'd gone in probably on, Friday. I think I'd gone in like on Tuesday. So, I think somebody that came in and told my eggplant. I was pretty sad about it, but it was a little bit like, you know what, maybe we fed somebody at night, or I don't know, somebody really like eggplant. I got a phone call from our police unwrapped the next day saying that there was a man in our space while the gate was locked, and she didn't feel good about it. She tried to follow him, but the gate was locked, and you know she was concerned about her safety. So I went over the very same day. Hold on one second, sweetheart, don't walk in the bed.
She at the garden right now, y'all. She at the garden right now. Yeah.
We've got a bunch of volunteers from the Osborne Association. They are in here rebuilding things.
Yes.
And whatever we've got left, putting in beds, putting in soil. Folks are really coming together to try to help us build. There's a lot to do. But in any event, back to the story. So I come over here shortly afterwards, and when I come in, it's kind of like, you know how you come home and you can tell immediately something in your house ain't right.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. I came in, things didn't look right. I started looking around. I noticed like all of our tomato plants had been demolished. They were getting fungus because they had like been stepped on, and they were like compacted down into the soil. He must have thought it was like Christmas for him. I came back later that evening just to check on his space. I caught him in the space trying to steal a lawnmower.
That's crazy. So how's he trying to steal a lawnmower? Because I remember there was a gate. How's he stealing lawnmowers?
Unfortunately, city bureaucracy. You know, there used to be HPD property, housing preservation and development property. However, you're dealing with the city in both instances. So Green Thumb, while they have been responsive, their hands have been tied. They have been unable to put up the gate as fast as we like it. And this is the second year that we've been asking for a gate. So the gate is dilapidated. Our front gate, you saw it. I mean, we lock it up. But really it's the show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the back gate, as long as you can get access to the alley that we are parallel to, and you can basically come in and out of here any way you want to.
Okay.
So while we're rebuilding, we're also telling folks, get in touch with Green Thumb, get in touch with HPD and ask them why they won't hurry up and give us a new gate. The Congressman Serrano in his office, when they heard about what happened, they called over to the city and asked to find out what was going on with our gate. So we just been trying to put pressure on them to put that gate up because we need much. That gate in the back is probably about 3 feet tall. We need like an 8-10 foot gate back there.
Okay, so now I see. Cause I'm like, yo, you gotta be. Cause I've heard of crackhead strength. I've heard of like you can pick up you can pick up a car if you really want to. But damn, I was like, son, is he throwing a barbecue grill and a lawnmower over?
3-foot gate. Heavy lift to pick up a whole like 45-pound grill and lift it up over the damn gate. I mean, I came back here, homeboy had the whole lawnmower like up in the air. I caught him as he was pulling the lawnmower up. Yeah. The crackhead strength is real.
It's real. So, but y'all caught him.
It's real.
And what happened in that moment when you guys got him? What happened?
So I'm all peace, love, and unicorns and all of that, but I'm also from the hood. You know, I'm from Harlem when, you know, they were taping New Jack City and the Carter was really the Carter. You understand what I'm saying? I live in the South Bronx. I love my folks, but I also understand sometimes we got to do this work in spite of our folks. I carry a bat in my car. So when I saw homeboy in the back lifting that lawnmower up, for me in that moment he sort of represented, you know, it's been 8 years that I've been trying to get this project off the ground. 2 years ago we got access to the space and we've been growing since then. And so for me to see someone destroy much of that in 3 days, I kind of lost it.
Yeah.
And so I'm out here having a total like Denzel and training moment, training day moment. You remember that part where at the end when he was like, King Kong
ain't got shit on me,
I was out here like that with that people in the community. You know what's so interesting though? I was thinking about it this morning. You know, I've unfortunately been assaulted twice by men in the street. And other men have not said anything to those men. But here I was, this woman, now I'm not a small woman, I'm about 5'10", you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a heavier woman. I'm out here with this bat and I'm getting ready to go to work. And all of the men on the block ran over to explain to me that this is just the neighborhood crackhead, don't wild up on him. And then, you know, in the moment...
So why couldn't they stop the neighborhood crackhead from doing crackhead shit? If that's your neighborhood nigga. I'm turned up, Tanya.
But where they do that at?
Well, we're talking about Corinne Gaines, and I'm looking at how many people are just slamming this woman. You know what I'm saying? We talk a lot of rhetoric, don't we? We talk about revolution. We throw up the memes of Malcolm X by the window with the AK. You understand? And then when this woman really was about that life, that they're trying to paint it, we have slammed her, we have abandoned her, except for other black women. I was out there that day with a beautiful Afro-Latina woman, Dania Silverio. She was and this little Mexican man, okay? Only 2 people out there who was trailing about it that day, trying to stop this man from running off with the rest of our stuff. The shit that came out later was that people saw him. Now, one thing I kind of understand, because they said, look, we thought he was helping you. Now, y'all know he's the neighborhood thief, right?
What? He was helping me what? Get rid of our shit?
That maybe, you know, because I'm out here, Miss Bleeding Heart, Miss Veggie, Miss Hippie, that he was out here helping me. It never occurred to anybody that he might have been helping himself. What I also had to take into account, too, because I analyzed everything, is that I'm aware that I work in this community as Morena. Right? That's what they call me. I'm a black woman working in the primary Latino community, or Latinx. I think that's a politically correct way to say it now.
That's a new noun, yeah.
Latinx community, and I have experience firsthand very subtle forms of sort of like anti-black racism from my brown brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And I know that as I've even put this project together, there's been some hesitance from people in the neighborhood to get involved because I don't speak the language, because they don't think that, you know, we resonate with one another, that our experiences are shared. You know, sometimes when people call me Morena, it is with there's a tone to it that doesn't feel nice. It doesn't feel reverential. It doesn't feel, you know, saying loving. You know, and so I'm aware too that when people see stuff happening in this space, that's just Morena space. I'm gonna mind my business.
Ooh, girl. So, cause I was like, when I saw your video and you explaining all this, and then the neighborhood crackhead thing, and I was like, yo, honestly, real talk, I wanted to hit you up and be like, girl, fuck all this shit. Like, real, that was my first instinct. I was like, yo, I feel you, I'm done for you. And then I was like, but the community though, how
the community, the why, you know, when people found out, when they saw me out there wilding up and going hard, you know, since then people stopped by, they asked me how everything's doing, they told me they're gonna look out for the space. They asked me how they can get involved. Sometimes you have to really lose it for people to understand. You know, I think for a lot of people, they just thought that was the black lady out there with the long locks, just planting some vegetables for our family. You know, I got 6 kids. So they don't really know how to get involved. If you're intimidated or if you don't necessarily feel the same kinship right off the bat, I can understand somebody not necessarily speaking your language. I don't live on this block. I live in the community, but I don't live on this block. And this block is a very sort of tight-knit community. You know, it can be, you can find some resistance in, you know, I've door knocked. I've literally knocked on people's doors. You know, the lady last night came out to tell me that I put the garbage out on the wrong day. And I kind of had to snap back. You mean to tell me you could see the garbage put out here on the wrong day? This nasty tone. But you couldn't see the man who was in here the other day stealing all of our shit. It's real like that sometimes. But people are now trying to figure out ways they can get involved. The larger community, like my social media community, have really been amazing, reaching out, asking us what we need. And so we do need a lot of different things. We want to be able to not only rebuild and rebuild better, but we want to be able to sustain it. That's important. It doesn't make sense for to do all of this work, and then I'll be making another Facebook Live video 6 months from now crying about the same shit.
Because we remember, and we also discussed on here the bus, last year, the bus, your bus got vandalized, and we helped, you know, told people to raise money for that. So I'm like, man, yo, I wanted you to just have a break from this.
Yeah, I mean, doing this work in this community, like, this is one of the 4 congressional districts in the country. This is real. Like, this is, we are really out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when people say we are, you know, we are in a war, I don't, you know, it sounds type of violence, but it's not. It's war with ourselves. It's war with the forces that created this condition. Many of us don't even realize that we're in it. You know, Harriet Tubman said, I freed hundreds of slaves. I could have freed hundreds more if they only had known they were slaves. You know what I'm saying? So many of us are running around here thinking that our neighbors are our enemies, or looking for ways to prey on our neighbors, because, you know, we think the stuff that I'm doing is stupid. There's more important things that we should be doing. Not realizing how having access to quality green space, not being able to go out in conditions that are fitting, not having decent housing conditions. Like, I haven't had a refrigerator for 3 weeks. My, you know, landlord, Metropolitan Property Services, feel free to look them up and call them, has basically refused to give me a new refrigerator for 3 weeks. I've had to buy food for my children every day.
And
buy my
that's like
every day.
Food times 6.
Every day. And this is a very real reality for people who live in communities like this and don't know how to navigate the system and don't know how to fight back. And then you come outside and you're making that door popping shit, you think you know your business. And it's real easy to turn on her versus turning on the systems that are creating these conditions that you live in.
Yeah. Girl, Mama Tanya, usually the room just got collectively like, girl, son. So, I mean, we have Naja here. She's chiming in on everything, and I want to let her tell us, you know, when your day of service is, how we can help. Because I know you didn't send her up here for nothing. I know you got people that you, I know you got people over there. Listen. So, you know what? We love you, and what we gonna do is, and I know just from me reposting your post the other day, a lot of the people in our network, they were driven to like help and donate and be motivated to come out there. And I'm about to send the address out to some folks. So if you want to just tell us the address.
So we will have an Indiegogo that is going up sometime this weekend. People can donate on the page. I'm gonna let Naja fill y'all all in on that.
Perfect.
It's very loud here. They are cutting wood. We got the Osborne Association out here. It's the organization that works with folks that have been incarcerated, and you know, folks that have been incarcerated have very high rates of recidivism, so their work is around keeping the recidivism rate down. So we've got all these beautiful young black and brown people out here filling beds with soil and talking to Khadijah from Bronx Greenup because they helped us arrange this day. You know, Khadijah and Ursula from Bronx Greenup. We're talking to them about how we can get more plants. All of us, but not going to tell you everything that we need and how to get in contact with us, and the Facebook page to follow, and you know, let that young lady earn her paper.
I will, yo.
I want to say thank y'all for, you know, calling in and checking on me and letting y'all know what was going down here while I'm on ground zero.
Thank you so much, Tanya. Yo, let's give it up for Mama Tanya. We appreciate you, and we will be coming to the garden as soon as we get dates and information. And I know folks are ready. We mobilizing, yo. We bringing back rakes and shit, all that stuff.
Awesome.
All right, Tanya. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Peace. All right, y'all. That was Mama Tanya. Naja, you here? Let me. There you go.
Hello?
Yes. So, first of all, is there I know Tanya's there right now, and folks could just go up there. So first, what's the address?
The address exactly, but I can give you some other information.
Yes.
So the website is theblackproject.org, and that's the BLKPROJEK.org. We have a Facebook page, we have Instagram, we have Twitter. It's all The Black Project. And also specifically, if you want to look up the Libertad Urban Farm, we're on Facebook as well, and that's specifically directed to the vandalism that happened.
Okay.
And so yeah, we're doing a bunch of things. We have a donate page on the Black Project website. We really do need discretionary funding right now, today, this moment, because all of our seeds, all of the fresh fruit, everything that was ready for picking is gone. All of our tools, the grill, everything. So we need helping hands, we need seeds, we need gently used gardening material, we need gloves, and we really need consistency from the community. We need people to come out every week. We need people to tell their friends, right? And especially like a lot of white folks are like, well, what do I do right now? Because Black Lives Matter is happening. I want to show my solidarity. I want to get involved. Well, this is a time where you can give us money and you can pay us, right? Because I'm only here for another week before I go back to school, and Tanya's on her own. And Janisha, you know, she works with Janisha, who's another amazing Black woman who's really holding it down for us. But that's really it. It's Tanya and Janisha. And so we really need help and we need support. And it's been incredible. Yesterday we went out and there was 20 people waiting before Tanya even got there.
That's wild.
It's wild.
It's
really
beautiful. And if you guys want to go up, I don't have the exact address on me right now, but it is the 160, I believe it's the 161st train station, the 4 or the 2.
Yeah, you can get off the 2 at Intervale Avenue.
2 at Intervale Avenue and the 4 at like 160 something. And then you just walk into the dead end. And
it's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah, Simpson Street stop. It's right on
Simpson Street. Simpson Street.
Yeah, right out
4.
Yep, and it's like you walk down the road. It's a dead end, and you see the garden.
You see the garden, y'all. So yeah, you could just go there. They're obviously rebuilding now while the sun is still hot. You know, we only have summer. It was about maybe 6 weeks of summer left.
But we'll be, Tanya will be out there until November. And it's really, I think the last thing I would like to say about this space is I think that being in this time, being a time when Black people are being killed with impunity, when our lives aren't being valued in the way that they should, having a space for the community, by the community, where Black and brown people can live away from white gaze, away from like this hyper-militarized policing is crucial for our existence. It's crucial for our souls, our mental health, our mental well-being. It's crucial that young people know where their food is coming from and know what peppers look like and know what eggplants look like and know what it's like to play in the dirt and in the grass and watch things grow that shouldn't be, only for white people or for people for money. Like that's what Black people have been doing. We've been growing things until, like a half a century ago. And our land got stolen in the United States. Is systematically being stolen. So I think part of reclaiming our land and part of reestablishing our sovereignty and economic freedom as Black and brown people is being in these spaces and holding each other and holding ourselves accountable. So y'all gotta help. We need help. Tanya needs help. This is like what she's doing. Like this is it. This is it. Things that you should look out for in concerning the Black Project. We also have a mobile market, which I know you mentioned earlier. And so part of this farm, people in the community can farm for free and have a plot, but also we need to make money, right? Tanya needs to live, her kids need to eat, the community needs to eat. So we're growing fresh, organic, local produce from the farm at a reduced cost, because oftentimes people can't afford, organic strawberries, organic tomatoes, whatever. And so we have a repurposed school bus going around the greater South Bronx community, feeding people, and people can, and so this is something to look out for. Also on October 9th, we're having our second Not Just Talk conference. It's called, the theme is Black Mama Magic, and so this includes all types of mothers. It includes gender non-conforming mothers, trans mothers, masculine mothers, LGBTQ, queer mothers, formerly or currently incarcerated mothers, and we want to get together as a community. And I'm still young, so Tanya is my mentor, but it's important that even I'm in these spaces and learning about how we can mobilize together and really the power that Black and brown women have.
And this is in October.
And it's October, so look out. There'll probably be more information coming in future dates. It's going to be at Casita Maria in the Bronx, so we're staying local. So look out, support Black business, support Black, futures and Black sovereignty, and really shout out to Tanya because she holds it down every single day. Like this woman is a game changer.
Yo, and I would
get
like
her in your circle.
On the mobile bus and the food that has been being produced from it, the hot sauce. I bought the hot sauce.
Yes,
let me tell you, the hot sauce is lit as fuck. I had to curse. It was so lit.
It's lit.
It's so good.
Lit. We have hot sauce mugs, T-shirts, everything. Like support Black business. Support Black people, Black growth.
To do anything for one day is a hard thing. To do a 2-day event or a 3-day event is a hard thing. But 5 days, a whole week is a long time.
Yeah, so it's a long time. Well,
it's a lot of work.
Hip Hop Retreat Week is pretty much a week full of pretty much music, conferences, panels, education. So it's, the whole concept is where education and hip hop meets. New York City, being in the scene for so long, New York City, I realized a lot of artists think they know, but they really have no idea. Right? So, so I see a lot of the conferences and everything are usually down south. There's nothing really here in New York, and I find that very weird when hip hop started here in New York City.
Exactly, and this is the center of all media, so
it's weird. It's the weirdest thing. And what's even more weird, we hold meetings with a lot of like dope people in the industry, and they tell us it's not the best. New York City is not the best place to have something like that, right? But
it is the best.
I'm like, the lie detector test said that was a lie.
It's necessary.
A lot of people say, you know what? A lot of people have been talking about having something like that in New York City. They just didn't bring it. Revolt is another one, but they brought it to Miami. Right. We could have had it here. So I see how a lot of the artists in our network been struggling just to penny pinch to go down south to even get a glimpse of what a festival is about, and they can't even afford to go to these panels. So why not bring all these people, all these minds here, and all they need is their MetroCard to go and get whatever information that they need. So the concept really just came a few years, well, not a few years ago. When I was a kid, Russell Simmons had a summit. It was one day, and he brought celebrities in, and my best friend and I went there. It was so great. I thought it was amazing. I remember T.I. was there. I think Busta Rhymes was there. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And it never happened again.
Yeah.
So I was like, what's going on? I was like, wouldn't it be dope if we bring something like that again, not knowing there's festivals like that other places? Because I didn't travel really.
Yeah.
So I'm looking it up. I'm coming up with the concept for a couple of years now, probably like 6-7 years. And I went to my first festival and I'm like, oh, they do these things. These things do exist. But I also realized they only exist down south or LA.
There's no accessibility for us.
Yeah. And then I'm seeing all my friends or anyone in our network is like taking buses for 16, 17 hours just to get there. It's like, what?
I think that the thing about New York or East Coast or whatever, or certain communities that don't have the access to these things that's all in one, is that everybody's so singular, right? Everybody's just doing it by themselves, and they're like, well, I'm just gonna like stick with my group and have a thing for my homies and whatever, and there's like no one big giant, you know. So I'm gonna throw to Kiara. The community is not real, but we are all here.
But see, this is the thing, it's no different than when we're talking about the garden.
Right.
People don't want to do things together.
That's why Hip Hop Retreat Week is forcing them to. Because I could have called it, I have several companies. I could have called it I Spit NYC, which is one of the biggest companies that I have. Or A Lot of Money House Entertainment, which is a label that I have. But it's going to make it like, oh, that's another big event.
Right.
Hip Hop Retreat Week, I purposely called it that because I wanted a cluster of all the brands that I know to be involved. Because no one knows who's behind it. I mean, obviously, if you're going to interview, whatever, or you peel back everything, you'll know. But when you think Hip Hop Retreat Week, you're not automatically thinking, oh, Banks just did something else. You're just thinking, oh, Hip Hop Retreat, that sounds like something going
that there's a lot of people involved
Exactly.
I'm going to throw to Kiara and ask about the panels and the everyday something different's happening. So what are some of these different things that's happening?
Yeah, so I'm Kiara Leone. I've been helping Banks the past year with it. We started off with the outreach. We went to A3C. That's another thing too. We're very clear on our competition and who we're aligned with, you know. So we definitely wanted to reach artists firsthand and brands firsthand that invest in themselves and that invested in themselves before. So we wanted that history there. So we went to A3C. We gave out flyers. We had a show. It was crazy. We did we were there for 2 weeks in Atlanta.
Did a lot of outreach.
Yeah, and then over the winter we had a campaign for our brand ambassadors. And it's the Faces of Hip Hop Retreat Week. We were aiming for 15. We ended up with like 9, right? We're down to 9 right now, and they have a show next Saturday called the Faces of Hip Hop Retreat Week. So they're gonna have their own headline concert. But yeah, since the whole year we've just been doing a lot of promo. We've been having auditions. Shout out to I Spit NYC. We've been holding all the auditions.
Yeah, it's the same.
So, some things we can expect. We're kicking it off with the Youth Day. Okay. So the Youth Day is August 10th. And the whole entire festival is August 10th to the 14th. We're kicking off with Youth Day. Then we get into panels at the Brooklyn Music School. And then after that is I can't even. It's a lot.
No, because I saw your thing, your what do you call it? Itinerary. That's the thing. Oh, child, today I'm losing all my words, but I'm out here. I saw your itinerary. You have all these panels, all kinds of dope, amazing things. I invited myself to one of them. I would thank you for indulging me.
Yes.
So that she sends me this email, and I was like, ooh, I belong here. And I invited myself to the podcast panel.
Yeah, that's really dope.
I'm glad that y'all having it because it's
shout out to.
You want to know a funny story about the podcast panel?
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I have. We've been holding a lot of meetings with a lot of people, and I have particular people that are helping with this situation. And we have something called Radio Roundup. We have a lot of dope people from like Sirius or whatever that's coming to speak. And I was on the phone finalizing all the panels, finalizing everything that we're doing this week. And they was like, why do you have a podcast panel? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I was like, they was like, why do you have that? I'm like, I think it's something that artists should know. There's different vehicles to get their music out there, to get interviewed. It's not just the radio. It's like, yeah, but I don't really think it's gonna be lasting that long. And I was just like, oh,
you know what? I'm gonna just stop.
Yeah, I wish I was there. Cause I'm like, first of all, podcasting goes back to dial-up, nigga. Like, what?
Yo, when your computer used to start up like this.
Exactly.
Well, guess what?
Word.
Podcast. That's just the point of being independent. Podcast panels is still on there, isn't it?
So
I mean, on it.
Paper. So we have Black Business Power, podcast, the latest Tastemaker, Radio Roundup, copyrights, trademarks, oh my, branding power hour, DIY artists.
Branding power hours every day.
That's every day. So you want to be a producer, distribution, everything you need to know to take your CDs to a wider market, back to basics, tools that go beyond the internet, investor intelligence, how to obtain extra funding for your brand, there's going to be a mock label meeting.
We have workshops every day. Major versus indie, things you need to know before signing the dotted line. Police forum, can we find common ground between hip hop and law enforcement? Getting sponsored. Does hip hop have a heaven? Is there room for Christianity in hip hop? There's a DJ forum, media attention workshop, contract negotiations and contradictions, law lingo, etc. Child, hold up. Women in hip hop. There's Jesus.
Yo,
hold
on.
I'm
still going. ASCAP versus BMI. Social media reach. Crowd fundamentals. Crowdfunding platforms, etc. God, I'm still scrolling, y'all.
Yeah, it's 30 panels. 30 plus panels going on. It's over 4 days. It's from the Wednesday to Saturday. So Sunday, no panels.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't show up to the musical on Sunday. Talking about, where my
No, it's not Sunday.
Yeah.
So I just want to say,
on a panel, like you named at least 10 things that I'm like, oh wow, okay.
Well, invite yourself. We'll talk after the show.
Yeah, I don't know.
We might have to. He's gonna have to invite himself to something. I don't know. No, but I want to just shout y'all out for just going for it, and also with these events, accessibility, making it accessible, making it affordable. Also, because I have things that I want to go to that cost $500, and me and people in my community, we're not going. We can't. And I know it's major keys there, and I know it's gems, and it's like, why am I giving gems away to people that already have the accessibility to get them? The gems really need to come to people like us that don't have it. So I appreciate y'all on that note.
Doing the work.
The interesting thing with that is it's almost like a catch-22 too, because a lot of people equate value with money.
Yep, cost.
Right? So I purposely made sure, that's a conversation I have with her all the time. And other people that we hold meetings with. I made it my business. It has to be $250 and under. It has to, and we have a 25% discount on top of that. We make it our business only because I know the artists that we work with. You know what I mean? I know what they complain about, but it's almost interesting. They would spend $1,000 to go to Revolt, and a Revolt pass is like $1,000.
Damn, that's crazy.
So,
including travel and lodge.
That's not including travel and lodge. So it's a very interesting dynamic that I'm seeing. Behind the scenes.
I mean, you know what I think though?
It's interesting.
It's a plus conversation.
I think what could happen though is that a lot of people will be moved by it. So they'll be able to like have that door open to understand that there are other greater things happening. Because basically this is a conditioned mindset. You know what I mean? And like just like the average artist in their mind, because they are fucking delusional and they have been trained to believe that they can become an overnight success, they're inundated by all kinds of advertising and marketing. So that's what they think works. That's why when they ask you about the podcast, it's like, podcast, what are you talking about? You got people still trying to make records for the radio.
Of course.
When industry artists don't even give a fuck about the radio anymore. So why are you still trying to model yourself after some shit that's dead?
Those are going to be the conversations brought up, you know. The whole purpose of this situation, of this festival, is to really give the artists what they think about all the time, but they're not either brave enough to ask, or they feel like they'll never get the answers to it, and they just gonna laugh.
And they're just like, I'll give up. And that's the other thing, before we go, because we got like 3 more minutes.
Sure.
I just wanted to say, with the topics, right, it's a very specific things, right? The lingo, that's important. People don't know the language that they have to look for in these contracts, or even speak. You have to speak some of the language, right? Like, I don't know, like there's things I don't know now, and I'm like, damn, I need more language. I need more information. Things about contracts, things about lawyers, things about copyrights, things about trademarks. The things that like that we, not to say don't like, but that we don't even know goes into like being an independent person.
Sending a simple email. Artists don't know how to.
We want independent artists and brands, because you know, not only are you an artist or a musician, you know, you are also your brand, and you're now a business.
again where the .coms are at
Yes.
and the internets
To reach the Black Project, you can go to theblackproject.org. That's the BLKPROJEK.org. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere.
Reasons to wake up Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern, only here on Bonfire Radio.